Um, yes, dear respected co-sadhakas, let us continue our study. Today is an auspicious day, study of Bhagavat Maha Puranam. Om Atha Shri Ramachandranugrahena Param Brahmanubhava Siddhyartham Shri Ramachandradi Samasta Devata Gurunam Darshana Anugraha Praptyartham Shri Rama Navamyam Shubhaditau Shri Ramastotrasya Shri Ramachandraష్టकस्य पारायणं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे आदौ श्रीरामस्तोत्रम् ॐ आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् आर्तानाम् आर्तिहन्तारं भीतानां भीतिनाशनं द्विषतां कालदण्डं तं रामचन्द्रं नमाम्यहम् सन्नद्धः कवची खड्गी चापबाणधरो युवा गच्छन्ममाग्रतो नित्यं रामः पातु स लक्ष्मणः नमः कोदण्डहस्ताय सन्धिकृतशराय च खण्डिताखिलदैत्याय रामाय पन्निवारिणे रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः अग्रतः पृष्ठतश्चैव पार्श्वतश्च महाबलौ आकर्णपूर्णधन्वानौ रक्षेतां रामलक्ष्मणौ रक्षेतां रामलक्ष्मणौ अथ श्रीरामचन्द्राष्टकम् ॐ सुग्रीवमित्रं परमं पवित्रं सीताकळत्रं नवमेघगात्रं कारुण्यपात्रं शतपत्रनेत्रं श्रीरामचन्द्रं सततं नमामि संसारसारं निगमप्रचारं धर्मावतारं हृतभूमिभारं सदा अविकारं सुखसिन्धुसारं श्रीरामचन्द्रं सततं नमामि लक्ष्मीविलासं जगतां निवासं लङ्काविनाशं भुवनप्रकाशं भूदेववासं शरदिन्दुहासं श्रीरामचन्द्रं सततं नमामि मन्दारमूलं वचनेरसालं गुणैर्विशालं हतसप्तताळं रव्यादकालं सुरलोकपालं श्रीरामचन्द्रं सततं नमामि वेदान्तज्ञानं सकलैः समानं भक्ताभिमानं त्रिदशप्रधानं गजेन्द्रपालं विगतावसानं श्रीरामचन्द्रं सततं नमामि श्यामाभिरामं नयनाभिरामं सुगुणाभिरामं वचनाभिरामं विश्वप्रणामं कृतभक्तकामं श्रीरामचन्द्रं सततं नमामि लीलाशरीरं मृडरङ्गधीरं विश्वैकसारं रघुवंशहारं गम्भीरनादं जितसर्ववादं श्रीरामचन्द्रं सततं नमामि खलीकृतान्तं स्वजने विनीतं सामोपगीतं मनसा प्रतीतं रागेण गीतं वचनादतीतं श्रीरामचन्द्रं सततं नमामि श्रीरामचन्द्रं सततं नमामि श्रीरामचन्द्रं सततं नमामि श्रीरामनवमी in all Sri Rama mandiras and houses and by so many devotees, hundreds, thousand lakhs, crores is celebrated. This is what protects whole humanity and the universe, keeps it intact. That our prayers, individual and also total or communal, we should keep on doing that way, invoking the grace of Bhagavan. Point 1, 2. So many ways Ramanavami is celebrated with fervor and devotion. Somewhere Sri Rama Janma Mahotsava in many places that Sri Rama Kalyanam and Upasanas, Pujas, Abhisheka, all of them are required. And through that, we have to remind ourselves of the presence of the Lord and we have to invoke Him in our hearts. Along with that, one more thing, why the Lord, who is Nirguna Nirakara Parabrahma, takes the avatara, we all know it is to do the sadhu parirakshana, dushta shikshana, and dharma samstapana. So when he comes here for sadhu parirakshana, especially as a human being, Krishna and Rama, and goes through so many of the what do you say, the difficulties and troubles and all for the sake of us, not for his sake. He comes for our sake. So we should recognize that when he comes for us and does so much for us, why not we also do something for us to help him to help us? And what is that which can do to help the Lord to help us is only these two things. Like Bhagavan Rama, what did he do? Throughout life, he did one main thing is dharma jivana, dharma paripalana. Through that dharma samrakshana. So one way of samrakshana of the dharma is bodhar, prabodhar teachings. Other way of dharma samrakshana is doing it, practicing it. Sri Ramatara is special because in both, Bhagavan Rama taught dharma by practice. He lived dharma. So, if Rama lived dharma and every avatar is only for establishing dharma, then is there any better way of worshipping Rama than doing our own dharma? Is it not? So, this way, along with others, doing all the upasanas, pujas, prarayanas, prarthanas, we have to do little more with our maturity and understanding, and that is this. And we all have studied Gita, Upanishad, and all. There we have known so many lectures, so many of the things. You have heard even so many other Mahatmas. The three dharmas are the Vyavaharika Dharma, the Pratibhasika Jiva Dharma, third the Paramarthika Dharma. So when we daily cater to all these three dharmas, giving time, doing practice, then really we are worshipping Bhagavan Rama, invoking Bhagavan Rama. In that Vyavaharika Dharma, we all know with various identities we are here in this world. With every identity endowed are some compulsory duties to be done. Recognizing them without laziness, without biasness, without distraction, without allowing this dharma palana to be disturbed by any happenings around. When we practice the Vyavahara Dharma, one third of Sri Rama Upasana is done. So wherever you are, a husband or a wife or children or the parents or whatever is your identity, the citizen of the nation, the person belonging to your own Swadharma, Sanatana Dharma. So you have your own beautiful, very excellent duties. And for that, remember one thing. Ki, Lord in a tree, whether it is root or branch or trunk, puts for the purpose of the total tree, and every part has its own beautiful role to play. Together makes the tree beautiful, flowering, giving fruits, whatever. So to in this whole world tree called Prapancha Samsara Vriksha, all of us are different parts of the tree. None of us are placed wrongly by the Lord. Every place wherever we are placed are absolutely right place by the Lord we are placed, in which having known what are the duties, when we practice them, we also grow and evolve, and we also contribute to the total beauty. With the faith in the Lord that He has placed us in right place, without complaining, without feeling in the mind कि the other fellows are better than me, better placed than me, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. Whichever the place we are placed is the best place. Whatever the work given to is the great work. In a body politic, the legs should not say कि हमेशा मुझे जमीन पे चलना पड़ता है और देखो हाथ देखो इतना बढ़िया है, वो क्या है ना डेली खाने को लेकर मुंह में डालता है. Is it not? The ear cannot say कि मैं आवाज सुनता हमेशा लेकिन नाक देखो इतना बढ़िया स्मेल कर रहा है. No, no, no. Everyone has their own job to do. Put together is a functioning of this Deha. So to this Vishwadeha, which is the Deha of Bhagavan, we are all parts. So wherever we are placed, do that without grudges, without complaints, without escapisms, and find joy in feeling comfortable with the position given. Find joy in doing what is given. Like I am given this job of doing satsanga. There are seemingly many better jobs than this. Seemingly. They may be better in general, but particularly this is better for me. And that is why the Lord has placed me. So then, if I love the Lord, if I understand him, if I accept his placing me here, and if I recognize why he has placed me here and what to do, and exactly if I do it as an offering to him with full acceptance, I have already conquered my life. Then he knows where to place me tomorrow. You may tell me, quiet now, don't talk anything, just be in your own sadhana. So that is good for me. Or he may make me go more, travel the whole world and do the talks. So what? Whether we are here or there, wherever we are doing our own swadharma, and that is what is our first one third of serving God. This is called real Ramanavami. Thereafter, we are not only a Laukika Vyakti between the Janma and Marana, but between that Janma Marana of the Deha, within that there is an entity. That's called Jiva. This Jiva, through every life's Janma and Marana in every of the Deha, is evolving in his own inner stature, in his own inner knowledge, in his own inner, what do you say, the qualities and all. So, that way, the Jiva in me to grow in knowledge and bhakti, whatever is to be done, that is called as the Jiva Dharma. Okay, that also you have to keep in mind. So, in every life, I have to evolve. I should be better equipped than this in the next life. That depends on what I do this life. So, while doing the Vyavaharika Dharma as an individual, we should also know that we are Jiva simultaneously. Every life we have to evolve. Generally, the evolution is in terms of our own culture, in terms of our own standard of life, in terms of our own values. You understand all that. Apart from that, and if this is done by us, second third of the Sri Rama Upasana is done by us. Because Rama is Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma. Maricha says this. The one who's in opposite party. Is it not? When Ravana goes there, Rama Vigrahavan Dharma, etc. So the third one third is what by which we do Lord's worship is the Paramarthika Dharma. So heart in heart, slowly, little by little, we have to add the knowledge of our own Swarupa through Upanishadic Adhyanam, Vedanta Adhyanam, little by little. Is it not? In every life, little of this Vedantic self, the truth, the reality, the Tattva, the Atma, the Brahma. About that also, when we add into us, then we are doing the third one third of Sri Rama Upasana. That is Paramarthika identity of ours. We are slowly growing in. In few lives, it is only information. In few lives, it is only thinking. In few lives, it is only understanding. Few lives, it's a small little efforts. Few lives, it takes to get conviction. After that, total committed life only for Paramarthika Dharma. And in the fulfillment of Paramarthika Dharma, the Vyavaharika and Jiva Dharmas are included, or they are not so great than this. If one is working for Paramarthika Dharma, then all the other dharmas, Sarva Dharman, Paritejya, one can do. So, in this way, when we try to understand and every time we rededicate for these 3 and hours, we are really making Lord Rama take birth in our own heart, in our own life. That's called Sri Ramanavami Utsava Mahotsava. Along with this, let us study Rama Katha. Let us know glory of Rama. Yes, Rama is one. He is Parabrahma. He is an Ishvara. He is an Avatara. And he has come as Manushya. As a Manushya, he fulfilled every dharma. The Putra Dharma, the Bhratru Dharma, the Pati Dharma, then the Raja Dharma, then the Mitra Dharma, even the Shatru Dharma, all of that. Then he is also Karunamurti, Bhagavan. Same time, he is a powerful, valorous person who has gone even to defeat so many Rakshasa Lanka. Before that, when this Karadushara, Dushana, Trishiradi, 14,000 of Rakshasas single-handedly in few hours he finished them. So Rama is physically also powerful and brave. Karunamaya, Premamaya, Sevamaya, Dharmamaya, all of that. And one of the beautiful things in Rama's life, along with Dharma Paripalana, is his values. In Adhyatma Ramayana, in Valmiki Ramayana, fully we see the values lived by Rama. Valmiki Ramayana starts only with telling about the values of Rama, around 50, 60, 70 of them. We'll count some of sometime how many of them are there. The Valmiki ji asks Narad ji, with mentioning 15, 16 qualities, is there any person with these qualities in the contemporary world? Adding to it some 50 values, Sri Narad ji says, yes, such person is there. His name is Rama. He is born in Ikshvaku Vamsha and is son of Dasharatha Ityadi. What a beautiful that portion. इक्ष्वाकु वंश प्रभवो रामो नाम जनैः सुतः श्रुतिमान स्मृतिवान वाग्मी श्रीमान शत्रुनिबरण विपुलांसो महाबाहु कंसो ग्रीव महाहनु. All of that physical, inner mind level, bauddhika, vyavaharika, then cultural, all values of Rama, social values, wherever, everything is mentioned. Every Indian must study from Adhyatma Ramayana these few portions. Valmiki Ramayana. First one, the first portion of Sri Rama's values. Then in the 100th sarga of what do you call Kachit sarga kehte hain usko, is a Ayodhya Kanda, where through Bharata he teaches both to the kings, the rulers, the subjects, the ruled, how the life has to be lived for mutual cherishing and mutual growing. Along with that, entire Ramayana, through every katha, we can learn how Bhagavan struggled to bless his bhaktas, how the bhaktas invoked his blessings and protection. So that should be our way. Slowly, as we said day before in our morning class, we have to start living life at an intellectual level than the emo level. Enough of the emotional level of sentiments and attachments, which were so beautiful so far. But when there is a way of living at a higher level like intellectual, why not go for it? Having lived life sometime for that level, we have to rise even than that to go to the spiritual level. Physical level we live life, bhoga level of indriyas we live life, sentiments level of bhakti, jnana, yoga, ityadi, to discover our own essential nature and also to discover the truth behind the world and knowing that both are one without second. So this is how every festival is like a renewal of the spiritual seeker in us. The renewal are the protectors, custodians of the culture and tradition. And all our cultural, traditional values given in Vedas, Purana, Itihasara, finally for making us happy outside, inside, making us contributor to the happiness of the world, thereafter for spiritual evolution. This thing we will see tomorrow and day after, mainly tomorrow in our morning Taittiriya Upanishad, Adi Shankara Bhashya, how Bhagavan Bhashyakara connects the person who doesn't believe in Brahma, how he gives up all his Vyavaharika Dharma and then destroys himself and the world. And the one who believing the presence of Paramatma, in the pursuit of Paramatma, how he lives a time-tested noble life of culture and tradition and dharmas. Such a beautiful way he will explain to us and connect. So all our Shastras, all our Mahapurushas, all our Devatas, their way of living, their teachings are only this. Some of the things as a, wherever some errors happen, to err is human only to prove that. We are not the other religious people other than Hindus whose only purpose of studying Hindu Shastras is to find fault with them and pull them down. That's nonsense. That's a proofreader's work. A proofreader looks only for negativities in that page. And if he doesn't find any mistake, he will put a mistake and report. And the more mistakes he finds, the more he enjoys. We are not here proofreaders. We are here just to learn the best things, keep on implementing them, keep on growing in our life. So let Sri Rama bless all of us with that vision of Vyavaharika Dharma, vision of Jiva Dharma, vision of Adhyatmika Dharma. May we get all the knowledge of that, all the empowerment to thoroughly practice and evolve for ourselves and contribute to the world and become an example for others also. Sri Ramo Rakshatu, Sri Ramo Rakshatu, Sri Ramo Rakshatu, Sarvan Sada Sarvatha. So toward the end of the class, if you have time, maybe some kirtana we do, or else throughout the day, I know you're all busy in Sri Rama Upasana. We'll only do Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. this mantra for 16 times. Sri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jai Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Let us start our today's Bhagavata class continuation. Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Sachidanandarupaya Vishwatpatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayan Namaha जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ते यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो आचार्येभ्यो नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुनये शौनकादृशिभ्यो वैशम्पायनादि ऋषिभ्यो अत्र्यादि ऋषिभ्यो प्रह्लादादि भक्तजनेभ्यो मत्स्यादि आदित्यादि नवग्रहदेवताभ्यो श्री दक्षिणामूर्ति दत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो आदिपराशक्ति मात्रे नमः श्री आद्यशंकराचार्यादि गुरुभ्यो माता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः तेषां सर्वेषां गुरूणां देवतानाम् अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधसिद्ध्यर्थं पुराणे इतिहासोक्त भगवद्भागवतदर्शनप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरणस्य व्याप्त्यर्थं तत्कृतकङ्कणबद्धसमस्तभक्तसाधकसेवकानां सर्वदिग्विजयप्राप्त्यर्थं श्रीमद्भागवतमहापुराणशास्त्रस्य दशमस्कन्धस्य द्वादशस्कन्धस्यापि च पारायणमध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे आदौ दशमस्कन्धः. Friends, we have seen yesterday how Shri Krishna Bhagavan along with Balaramji and Uddhavji visit Shri AKRURAji's place as was promised when AKRURAji brought them from Vrindavan Gokula to Mathura. And then how beautifully Shri AKRURAji receives them, and they also reciprocate with all Pada Vandana Ityad. After that we saw how AKRURAji made them sit, wash their feet, do all the puja, take their feet into his own lap, and doing that wonderful pakharna, as we say, the charana seva. Then he spoke to Sri Krishna Bhagavan Balarama, and in that speech only we see Sri AKRURAji talking about Paramatma's Divya Gunas, Avatara Rahasyas, and his own Paramatma Swarupa, along with his great gunas of Karuna Vatsalya, with which he goes on blessing the bhaktas who believe in his presence and worship him. Asti Brahmeti Chet Veda Shantamenam Tato Viduriti. Let us chant that portion, try to see the meaning of few of them. Let us start from 18th mantra up to mm, 28. So these 11 mantras we chant, that should be enough for the day. Om Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Dashama Skandha Purvardha Atha Ashtachatvarimshodhyayah. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Om Yuvam Pradhana Purushau Jagadhetu Jaganmayau Bhavadbhyam Navina Kinchit परमस्ति न चापरम् आत्मसृष्टमिदं विश्वम् अन्वाविश्य स्वशक्तिभिः ईयते बहुधा ब्रह्मन् श्रुतप्रत्यक्षगोचरम् यथा हि भूतेषु चराचरेषु मह्यादयो योनिषु भान्ति नाना एवं भवान् केवल आत्मयोनिषु आत्मा आत्मतन्त्रो बहुधा विभाति सृजस्यथो लुम्पसि पासि विश्वम् रजस्तमसत्त्वगुणैः स्वशक्तिभिः न बध्यसे दत्कृद्गुण कर्मभिर्वा ज्ञानात्मनस्ते क्व च बन्धहेतुः देहाद्युपाधेरनिरूपितत्वात् भवो न साक्षात् न भिदात्मनः स्यात् अतो न बन्धस्तव नैव मोक्षः स्यातां निकामस्त्वयि नो अविवेकः त्वयोदितोऽयं जगतो हिताय यदा यदा वेदपथः पुराणः बाध्येत पाषण्डपथैरसद्भिः तदा भवान् सत्त्वगुणं विभर्ति सत्त्वं प्रबोध्य वसुदेव गृहेऽवतीर्णः स्वांशेन भारमपनेतुमिहासि भूमेः अक्षौहिणीशतपथेन सुरेतरांश राज्ञाम् अमुष्य च कुलस्येषो वितन्वन् अद्येष नो वसतयः खलु भूरिभागाः यः सर्वदेव पितृभूतनृदेवमूर्तिः यत्पादशौचसलिलं त्रिजगत् पुनाति सत्त्वं जगद्गुरुरधोक्षजयाः प्रविष्टः कः पण्डितस्त्वदपरं शरणं समीयात् भक्तप्रियात् ऋतगिरः सुहृदः कृतज्ञात् सर्वान् ददाति सुहृदो भजतोऽभिकामान् आत्मानमप्युपचयापचयौ न यस्य दिष्ट्या जनार्दन भवानि हनः प्रतीतः योगेश्वरैरपि दुरापगतिः सुरेशैः छिन्द्याशुनः सुतकळत्र धनाक्तगेह देहादिमोहरशनाम भवदीयमायाम् Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Beautiful are all these our great Shastras, and exemplary top best of them is Bhagavatam Puranam. That is why it is added with the word Maha, Maha Puranam. So here from this AKRURA's way of description or talking or his way of behavior, so many things for us to learn. And for him, physically, the Bhagavan appeared. For us, if we deserve, if we get birth at the time of Bhagavan's avatara, we may also get that chance. But other than that, anytime we have the opportunity in the mind to invite the Lord, in fact, we can feel the arrive the Lord. That is all the inner upasana. Who knows that psychological or the puja done in your own mind, pleased with that, really Bhagavan may come in our heart. And then also we may given a chance to take to be born at the time of Bhagavan's avatara in one of the yugas. Keep all those possibilities in mind with that Shraddha only. Whatever we are studying here, that study should be studied as learning, and whatever learnings we do it here, those learnings should be done as practice. Thus, let us grow in us devotion in our spirituality. So, see each one of them how important. Yuvam Pradhana Purushau. So you both, Balarama and Krishna, are Prakriti and Purusha. That means what? He is transcending the Balarama, Krishna from their physical Rupa, even going beyond their own avatara, and he is seeing them as who is the cause of this Jagat, and he knew now that Balarama, Krishna are none other than the Prakriti Purusha expressing for the protection of the world. And he has no doubt. Yuvam Pradhana Purusha. In this way, in our life, everybody in our life, whoever has come to give us that prarabdha, to give us sukha dukkha, to cleanse us of our own, what I say, antakarana. That way we have to recognize. And among those who are in our life, if they are gurus, if they are masters and mahatmas, understand that they are the God sent or God only in that form came to protect us. So Yuvam Pradhana Purusha. And what are these two Pradhana or the Prakriti and Purusha? Jagad Hetu. They are the cause of the Jagat. In this, generally, the Pradhana or Prakriti is called as Upadana Karana. Purusha is called as the Nimitta Karana. Because they are Jagat Hetu, therefore Jagat Mayau. So in the Jagat, entire world is only these two combination. Whatever the world you see, it is a combination of Prakriti Purusha only. So that Prakriti is here Balarama Rupa, Purusha is Narayana Rupa or Krishna Rupa. So Jagat Hetu, Jaganmayo. So seeing the humans here in the form of Balarama and Krishna reaching to the cause of the world called as Prakriti Purusha is called as Upasana. उपासना क्या है ना, छोटे वस्तु को भी देखकर सबसे बड़े भगवान को याद कर पाना, उसमें भगवान को देख पाना. In the same way, bigger than the biggest Bhagavan may, seeing this very small, continuously changing, perishing, dying, Jadatmaka Jagat is called as the samsara. सो जगत परमात्मा में जगत को देखना संसार है, तो इस जगत में परमात्मा को देखना ही साधना और हो गई. तो थोड़ा सा संभालना अपने आप को. दैट्स हाउ दे टॉक आल्सो. कृष्ण सेज, अरे चाचा जी आप ऐसे क्या बोल रहे हो, ही वाज फॉलोइंग ओनली ना लौकिक व्यवहार देयर, so that others should not listen and get confused and all. Confused in the sense, everybody cannot be repeated to receive every knowledge, na? Like what we talk to you on Vedanta Upanishads, we don't generally talk with others because they don't receive, they don't understand, they run away. And to make them run away, we will talk. But you being trained from last 2-3 years, slowly we talk to the sublime truths. In the same way, AKRURA was praising, so Krishna Balram says, ठीक है, बाद में, at the end of their स्तुति. हाँ, here तो जगदेतु जगन्मयो, समझ गए ना? Seeing Krishna Balrama, but piercing through their avataratva as human, seeing in them the cause of Srishti as Prakriti Purusha. That is the Upasana. Then he says, Bhavadbhyam na vina kinchit paramasti nacha aparam. Other than you two, there is nothing equivalent to you, higher than you, lower than you. The same thing, Matta Bharataram Nanyat Kinchit Asti, Bhagavan will tell to Arjuna in this Kurukshetra. ये तो अभी छोटा थे भगवान, ये मथुरा की लीलाएं चल रहे. तो understood? Bhavadbhyam vina kinchit asti param na param. Other than you, there is nothing in this world. So everything is Prakriti Purusha. The play of consciousness in the matter which is born out of that conscious self alone is called as entire universe. In this, the outer scientists take the Prakriti as the matter of discussion, and the spiritual scientists take the Purusha as the topic of discussion. This is how we can understand the difference between them. Then, a lot of things in this to discuss, but main thing मैंने बता दिया. बाकी थोड़ा आपके होमवर्क. आत्म सुष्टमिदम विश्वम अनु आविश्य स्वशक्तिभिः ईयते बहुधा ब्रह्मन् श्रुता प्रत्यक्ष गोचर. Means what? You alone create this world, and into that world you only enter. Thereafter you do different kriyas seen by the eyes and heard by the ears. Shruta means कान से सुनने वाले, प्रत्यक्ष is आँख से देखने वाले. So the whole सृष्टि you only create, you only enter, you only behave in so many forms, and you are only seen and heard as. So Atma Sustam Idam Vishwam. The Vishwam is created by you only. Then Anu Avishya Swashakti Vihi. You only enter into this Vishwam with your own variety of the Shaktis, each one requiring different Shaktis. Thereafter, Iyate Bahuda. You only do the Krida in so many forms. Brahman, Shruta Pratyaksha Gocharam. So you only, as Shruta means the Rupa, the Nama, Pratyaksha means Rupa. In the form of variety, names and forms, you only are playing. See how resemblance of this topic and what we have chanted in the morning. We have not yet studied it. Slowly we are coming to that. So kamayata bahusyam praja yeyeti satapotapyata satapastaptva idagam sarvam asrujata. Then tat sruštva tadevanupravishato tadanupravishya satchatyacha bhavato niruktancha niruktancha nilayanancha nilayanancha. See, tat sruštva tadevanupravishato atma sustamidam vishwam anu avishya. Yesterday also we spoke about. Same is given in Mundaka Upanishad, the Uranami example. It only creates that web out of the matter brought out of its own self and plays in that web whenever, as long as it wants. When it is bored off, takes all that web into itself and it remains all alone. Okay? Third thing is what? Atma Sushtamidam Vishwamana Shaktivihi. Then main thing is Iyate Bahudha. In variety ways you are like I only, the Jiva. Is it not for my sake only? These upadhis are given of Dehendriya Manoprana, and through each of the Dehendriya Manoprana given to me, depending on it different times, with my own Shaktis, am I not expressing differently? Is it not? That's why the Jiva is miniature form of Ishvara only. But he is conditioned by his own desires, avidyas. Ishvara is using his own Maya for the sake of world. He has no desire of his own. Again, this will be so Kamayata, a very exhaustive discussion in our Taittiriya Upanishad starts tomorrow. So I myself, through the legs, I become walker. So one Shakti of mine is walking. While expressing that, through the legs, I became walker. Then through the mouth, I became talker. Having so many of the Shaktis, one of the thing is able to talk. So with that ability of talking, through this mouth, I became talker. Through the ears, the hearer. Through the nose, smeller. So through the mind, feeler. Through the intellect, the thinker. See, through the prana shakti utilization, actor. Through indriyas, the perceiver. मैं ही हूँ, मेरे अनेक शक्तियां हैं. एक एक उपाधि के द्वारा एक एक शक्ति को व्यक्त करते हुए एक एक आवश्यक वाला कर्म मैं ही कर रहा हूं. And is there any end to the Shaktis even of Jiva? If he really makes use of them, how many ways? The given Shaktis to Jiva, making use of them alone is the continuously prospering or growing the world here. The world in front of us is nothing but Jiva is manifesting his various Shaktis. Is it not the economic Shakti, the scientific Shakti, the technological Shakti? ये सब जीव ही अपने अंदर का अलग अलग उपाधियों के द्वारा व्यक्त कर रहा है. All the sports, all the talents, all the arts are what? The inherent Shaktis of Jiva only. So miniature form, समष्टि में उन्हीं को ईश्वर कहते हैं. Is it not? Somebody became a dancer. In the dancer also hundreds of varieties are there. No two dances are same again. These are all is not that Swashakti. एवरी लैंग्वेज ईच 30, 40, 50, 1000, 1 लाख तक सिनेमाएं आ चुके हैं. अभी इन्हीं सिनेमा 10-10 गाने 6-6 गाने होंगे. एवरी गाना द डांसेस आर डिफरेंट. एवरी गाना इज डिफरेंट. एवरी म्यूजिक इज डिफरेंट. एवरी लोकेशंस आर डिफरेंट. आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग वन आर्ट ऑफ सिनेमा. So to the art of sports, how many sports, and every day the sport is played differently. Every cricket match is not same, the bowling or batting and all. If it is same, it is only highlights of the earlier played match. Totally different. Is it not the Swashakti? Every building is not made the same. So I'm just giving Jiva also, each with his own inner abilities, he expresses and does so many activities. And each Jiva ke dwara we attend to. Yeah, who is expressing is Ishvara only. See that I-ness, when I become only functional, not an strongly claiming ego at the cost of Ishvara, then I am becoming intelligent, mature in my life. When I push away the Ishvara and bulge out as an ego doer and enjoyer, then I become the suffering samsari. When I function, knowing that through me who is functioning alone, Ishvara alone, then I am Bhakta and Sharanagata. The more we practice it, we crystal clearly can see that we ourselves are the Brahman at the ultimate identity level, like Hanumanji says to Rama, and we are again the part of the Ishvara as a Jiva with limited upasis, employed by him, protected by him to achieve the work given by him. Now, these few salient things, if you can catch as early as possible and accordingly start living, we don't become enemy to ourselves. We don't create samsara, dukkha to ourselves. So all these very sublime, beautiful learnings are hidden behind these words of Akruraji if you have patience to study. You don't have patience, अक्रूर जी को आज कृष्ण बलराम उद्धव जी गए, उन्होंने स्वागत किया, सत्कार किया, बहुत अपना प्रेम वगैरह व्यक्त किया, फिर ये वो बातें की, वो बातें आ, ये वो बातें की है और ये वो प्रार्थनाएं की, फिर ये वो नमस्कार किया, फिर ये वो रोना किया, ये वो मीन अकाउंट्स ऑफिसर सिर्फ अकाउंट्स ऑफिसर का काम. दैट वे वी कैन फिनिश इन 1 मिनट. फिर फाइनली भगवान कृष्ण का बेटा तो अक्रू चाचा आप कुछ भी कह रहे हो, मैं तो आया आपके लिए काम, आपके पास एक काम करवाने, सो दिस माय वर्क, विल यू डू इट? It becomes a novel only, not as novel as Bhagavat should be. Novel has two meanings. Novel is the word coined from Sanskrit word nava. Nava, fresh, afresh. Very beautiful. Anyway, he just said like that. Coming to the point, he says, Iyate Baudha Brahman, Shruta is names, Pratyaksha is forms. So every name and form is expression of this Prakriti Purusha only, in that form doing different works. Develop this drushti like Akrura. So here, like what he said here, Iyate Bahudha. Swashakti. So, the Shakti of an elephant, the Shakti of a lion or tiger, Shakti of a deer, Shakti of a peacock, Shakti of any bird. अरे बाबा एक कृमि कीटक है, वो अपने अपने शक्ति से काम कर रहा है, उनके द्वारा कौन कर रहे हैं? ईश्वर ही काम कर रहा है. He only made the हाथी मेरे साथी शरीरा, the tiger आपका टाइगर शरीरा, and the other शरीरा. He only entered and he is doing those respective activities. Is it not? This is called upasana. This is called what is seen and what is not seen. Matlab, seeing is the gross happenings and able to see that which is functioning through that. It's just like put on the light, a switch, when the light glows, you don't see that glowing light. You say current है. करंट को देखने का यही तरीका है, दूसरा पकड़ के लटको. In the same way, the way of seeing the Lord is the entire world's performance. This is called upasana. जो दिख रहा है उसको मानना, वो तो कोई भी ऑर्डिनरी बंदा कर सकता है. उनके द्वारा जो व्यक्त कर रहे हो रहे, उनको देख पाना ही some subtle thing. Akruraji is doing that. So, iyate bahudha, hey Brahman, he is calling Krishna as Brahman only, you are Brahma Swarupa. So, this is what beautiful our Telugu people have heard today. He is Brahma, Yaha, then he himself is Ishvara, that's called Sarvagnaha, then he alone is Jiva, Sarvavit. Yes, Sarvagna, Sarvavit, today we spoke for half an hour. So, here Brahman is Yaha, then Ishvara is Sarvagna, entering to all the small little dehas made by him, he only functioning differently is called as Sarvavit. And how did he do all that according to Upanishad? Jnanamayan tapaha. From him only, Brahma nama rupa amannam chajayate. That's a very good topic. So here what we have seen so far, Akruraji welcomed, worshipped, doing stuti, that you are Prakriti Purusha, without you nothing is there, nobody other than you, greater than you are there, you are the one created world, you only entered, and with your own different Shaktis, you are only playing differently. Like I, through the singing song, express my singing ability, through dance, express my dancing ability, to walk, talk, I express. So मैं ही मेरे अनेक शक्तियों के द्वारा मैं ही अलग अलग प्रकार व्यक्त कर रहा हूँ with my own 5 upadhis. So the entire world of Deyas are Bhagavan's various upadhis through which he expressing his various Shaktis in doing various things. In the mountain, he is there standing tall, stopping the monsoons. In the rivers, he is there perennially flowing and giving waters to everyone en route. In the form of winds, he is only blowing. In the form of sun, he is only giving heat and light, That is what is real contemplation. Having done this way for a long time, when we come out of our own bhoga vasanas, pravrittis, and dehadi dadatmya, suddenly that intuitive intellectual power comes to us by Ishvara Krupa because of this upasana done. In that intuitive power of intellect, we become so subtle to see that which is not seen by others. The truth, the reality, Paramatma. मजा रहता है वो वाला जीवन. सिर्फ उपासना से सब संभव है. Anyway, now he gives some example how Bhagavan alone is expressing through everyone. कि यथा ही भूतेषु चराचरेषु योनिषु, bhuteshu, all beings, charachareshu, mobile and immobile, yonishu, in all the wombs. Then mahi adayah bhanti nanana. What are there in all of them? Mahi adi. Mahi means bhumi, adi means other four. The five elements only are there, is it not? The Pancha Mahamudra alone is there in all the beings, commonly. In the वृक्षों में वही पंच महाभूत है, पशुओं में वही है, even the pakshi as well as human. So Pansha, Pashu, Pakshi, Vanaspati, Chara, Chara, only one Pancha, these Pancha Mahamutta alone is are expressing differently. This we have seen in our Mundaka Upanishad, Yatha Pruthivyam Oshadayaha Sambhavanti. So again I am saying, Yatha hi bhuteshu charachareshu mahi adayaha yonishu nana bhanti. So nana yonishu bhanti. It's very sublime discussion it is, and very, very essential only. Ingredients are remaining the same, the Pancha Mahabhutas. Through their permutation and combination, the expressions of them are many. Do you see it or not? Do you accept it or not? Yeah. So don't worry about all. At least take the human beings. All human beings in the whole world, 801 crore, jitne bhi hai, in all of them, basically what are there? Pancha Mahabhuta hi hai. But that Panchamahabhuta, with their permutation, combination, expression, are they not appearing in many forms? See the trick of the Lord and his Maya. Hai wahi panch is hai, but appearing many. Same five things. I'm just pausing for you to grasp that the thing being same, when it comes to the expression, it can express as many forms. Panchamahabhut से सारे अलग अलग देह बने. Like the same plastic, variety of things. The tables or the chairs or other plastic utensils, अब बनाते जाओ. Catch it. These are the places where we have to pause and analyze the things said. From that pausing, analyzing, the important subtle truths start get revealing to us. What is it? The Pancha Mahabhutas remaining same. They can express in so many charachara form. If that is the case, which is happening by the grace of Paramatma, why not we accept the Paramatma alone is expressing as the entire universe? That is what he says. So, evam, in that way, Bhavan Kevalaha, you yourself alone, the one without second Parabrahma, Atma Yonishu, in yourselves, your own Yoni of the Prakriti, Atma Tantraha, you by your own freedom, your own personal freedom, Bahudha Vibhati. You alone appear as so many. These all come to us in Kathopanishad as the example of the Surya, Agni, Vayu. Agniryathaiko bhuvanam pravishtaha bhuteshu bhuteshu ekastata sarva bhuta antaratma nalipyate loka dukkhena bhakyah vayuryathaiko bhuvanam pravishtaha rupam rupam bahurupo babhuva ekastata sarva bhuta antaratma rupam rupam pratirupo bhaishcha. Agni Vayu. Same things will come in our 12th Skandha today when we will be listening to Shukadevji telling Parikshit how the Atyantika Pralaya we reach to through the spiritual Jnana. These are all things to be heard. Don't say it's very heavy. Make it lighter by regularly listening. सुनने का आदत बनाओ तो ये सारे चीजें हमको समझ में आने लगते हैं. So what is the thing here? Examples given are Pancha Mahabhutas only appearing as variety of charachara jivarashi in the world. In the same way, Eka Kevala Parabrahma alone be attentive. The yoni, the prakriti of its own, in it expressing through it, only appearing as the entire universe of multitude. लिटिल सटल वेदांत में जाओ तो परमात्मा के ही शक्ति माया में परमात्मा ही इस जगत के अनेक अनेक जीवराशियों के रूप में प्रतिबिंबित हो रहे हैं. One Surya in different parts are mirrors reflecting as if so many in that way. So again see, evam in this way, like the example above, Bhavan Kevalaha, you the Kevala. Kevala means the Vijatiya, Sajatiya, Swagata Bheda, Ekameva Dvayam Brahma is called Kevala. Achieving that is called Kaivalya in our Yoga Bhasha. Kevala Atma Yonishu. Atma Yonishu means all the yonis in which Bhagavan is going to reflect later on have come from him only, his own Prakriti. Atma, you yourself, Atma Tantra is very important. Bhagavan is never Paratantra like we Jivas, he is always Atma Tantra. He has got everything in his own control, his manifestation. So, Bahuda Vibhati, he alone expresses many. So again and again contemplate on this point and accept slowly the presence of one in the seeming many. And slowly the manyness is devalued, then that common one presence, when we recognize, then the truth is revealed to us. Everywhere it's what? Thoughts are many, the mind is one, the forms seen are many, the vision eye is one, the sounds heard are many, the ear is one, the ornaments are many, the gold is one. Everywhere that is so. Waves are many, the water is one. In this world, one alone is appearing as many. With this vision, what happens? The manyness which was given a reality value, therefore the things are differentiated after seeing different, that samsara goes away. Things being different is not problem. Things differentiated because of differences is problem. And how stopping the differentiation even after seeing differences? Knowing that they're all one. That's how the mother, if she has 10 children, she'll never differentiate them, though they are different. Because she sees one common thing, they're all my useless children. But the 11th fellow, the neighbor comes, so suddenly she becomes angry, cranky, and all. Why? Because after seeing difference, she has differentiated that they're not my child, these are only mine. You think that everywhere it is so. Differences can be there, differentiation should not be there. Differences are the beauty of the world. Differentiation is the scar in the intellect. Differences are required for the maintenance. Differentiation is the mischief of the misunderstood ego or the mind. If that can be set right, then you'll never have problems in the differences. You will enjoy the beauty. That is what Sanatana Dharma talks. Therefore, so many types of gods, but through all of them, one only Paramatma. So many avatars, only one. So many gurus, but Guru Tattva is one. That's why we don't have problem. Wherever we have problem, there we have misunderstood. Like that, see one in the many. That is what our AKRURA is teaching, the sublime, beautiful Vedanta. So, next one, Srujasi Atho Lumpasi Pasi Vishwam. Srujasi, create. Pasi, you protect. Lumpasi, you do the destruction of the Vishwam. How? Rajaha Tamaha Sattva Gunai Shaktivi. With your own Shaktis of Rajas Tamas Sattva. With Rajoguna Bhagavan creates. With Sattva Guna Bhagavan maintains. With Tamaguna Bhagavan dissolves. These gunas are expression of the Shakti. Shakti is an undifferentiated power of Bhagavan, which is never expressed when Bhagavan is in Brahma Rupa. And when he wants to create the world, then that expresses out of him, out of his own free will, doing whatever he says. That's called Maya, Devi, Prakriti, all of that, Sita, Parvati, Lakshmi, कोई भी नाम दे दो, वो तो एक ही माता रानी. So, by his own powers, Bhagavan is doing this Srushti Sthiti Laya. So, one Maya Shakti having three gunas, therefore three Shakti, called as Sattva Tamas. In that Rajas is for creation, Sattva is for maintenance, in that protection, everything comes up. Then Tamas is when he has to dissolve. So, he says, Srujasi, Atho, Lumpasi, and Pasi, Vishwam, Rajas, Tamas, Sattva Gunai, Swashaktivihi. Then, while doing all that, Na Badhyase, Tad Guna, Karma Bhirva. Neither by those gunas, nor by the karma done because of those gunas, nor the result. Bhagavan is bound by them. He is never bound. Why? This is a very crucial thing. I need half an hour to explain this one, but I don't do all that. Just will try to explain the simplest form. Why Bhagavan is not bound by these three gunas through which he is working as Srishti Karta, Sthiti Karta, and Laya Karta. Neither the gunas, nor the karmas, nor the karma phalas are binding him. Why? Answer is Jnana Atmanaha. You are pure consciousness. Jnana Atma. Therefore, Kvacha Bandha Hetuhu. How can there be any bandhana? So by telling this, Not only Akruraji is telling that Bhagavan is not bound by Srishti Sthitilaya, he is hinting to all of us also that when you remain as the Jnana Atma in your all performances, which in your presence your own upadhis are doing, you are not bound to suffer as a jiva. So what is Jnana Atma here? Pure consciousness. So identifying with the consciousness, the Lord through his own powers does all these three. And this Jnana Atma, the pure conscious awareness, be attentive. It being so subtle and sublime, anything other than it which expresses out of it doesn't touch it. This is what is called pure Vedanta. Like आकाश में ही उत्पन्न होने वाला वायु आकाश को टच नहीं करता, वायु से उत्पन्न होने वाला अग्नि वायु को टच नहीं करता, अग्नि से उत्पन्न वाला जल अग्नि को कुछ नहीं करता, जल से उत्पन्न वाला पृथ्वी उसको कुछ नहीं. सो टू पृथ्वी आपा तेज वायु चारों आकाश से आते हैं, आकाश में रहते हैं, डिजॉल्व होते हैं, पर आकाश को कुछ नहीं कर सकते. Is it not? And then the Akash has come from Prakriti. Prakriti is there in Paramatma. Paramatma is not touchable. Be attentive by any sources of effectiveness or destruction. What affects is Kala. What affects is variety of the Ayudhas. ये काल आयुध इत्यादि परमात्मा तक जा नहीं सकते. जैसे खड्ग तलवार लेकर आप आकाश को दो टुकड़े कर सकते क्या? नहीं. ओके, आकाश को एक तलवार टुकड़ा नहीं कर सकेगा, बट ए वॉल इफ यू पुट इन आकाश, इट हैज बिकम टू नो द बिगर स्पेस, स्मॉलर स्पेस. देयरफॉर डिड द वॉल ब्रेक द आकाश इनटू टू? It is only conceptual. It can never has broken. It's only you condition your vision by saying that the space inside the wall is the wall space and space outside the hall is the total space. It is you made concepts. Akasha did not get divided. Rather, the wall which is dividing the Akasha into inner and outer is also standing in Akasha. It is such a subtle thing, Akasha cannot be touched by the wall, even the wall is there. It's an imaginary acceptance that it is the inner space and outer space, and it is required for you for your vyavahara. You can't say in the space, it is not stay in the space, it is not safe. Therefore, you make a wall and call it a hall space, और घर है, कमरा है, आप उसमें रहते हो. But it did not say. You had to, for example, remove the walls. Will it take any time for the individual space to merge in total? For that matter, did it really get separated? No, it is separated in concepts, in not reality. This is very sublime. तो द स्पेस कहता है कि मेरे अंदर कितने भी दीवार बना के बेडरूम, हॉल, किचन, कुछ भी तुम बातें बोलो, हम सेपरेट नहीं होते. आई एम वन स्पेस ओनली. In the same way, space itself being subtle, then these four elements is not touched by the things which are created by it and staying in it. Much subtler than the space is the Prakriti or Maya, even subtler than that is the pure consciousness. उस consciousness को कुछ टच करने के लिए ये चीजें वहां तक पहुंच भी नहीं सकते. Just like the waking hunger cannot be removed by the dream food, the dream hunger or the hurt or chot cannot be removed by the waking medicine. है कि नहीं? सपने में एक्सीडेंट हुआ, आप वहां से थोड़ा एक समय मिनट के लिए जागृत में आकर अपने रूम में जाकर जहाँ मलहम है, आयोडीन है, ले जाकर लगाएंगे. कर सकते हो क्या? Or so too, you are very hungry waking plan. Yesterday you had a dream of going to 5-star hotel and there are 200 items are put. And the buffalo system is kept. 1000 रुपए दे दो, कुछ भी खाओ. आजकल सब systems है. Buffalo buffet system and all. There it is. Breakfast buffet, 300 rupees, 500, 800. They say, I don't know. I don't go anywhere. So, do we get that dream fruit to quench the hunger of the waking? Just think about it. Just to pause. So the whole Vedanta depends on only one thing. What is that? Accepting the possibility. Once you accept the possibility, then you work towards it as it is told to be worked. When you work, you reach out. That is what is our entire Taittiriya Upanishads subject we are studying. असन्नेव उसको accept ही नहीं हो रहा है कि ब्रह्म है. Then why will you follow the process told? Then when will you reach? जिसको मंदिर जाना ही नहीं, देखो इस रास्ते में जाओ मंदिर पहुँचोगे, व्हाई विल यू गो? और इफ यू वांट्स टू गो टू अ क्लब और होटल, पूछ-पूछ के वो जाएगा वहाँ। Because he has got the bhavana of the astitva in there, Sukha buddhi, Satyatva buddhi, whatever you call. Therefore, the acceptance of the possibility is the first step in Vedanta. Then you work on the techniques given by the Rishi Muni, and when you follow them, you also reach to that level. So here what is the discussion? It is you by your own Swashaktis do the Srishti Siddhalaya, and yet you are not touched by them because you are Jnanatma. You are the pure conscious self. And for us also the same lesson. When we are at the Upadhi level, Upadhi being influenced by the Prarabdha, Upadhi is being influenced by Kala, Upadhi is influenced by so many factors, it will definitely change. And as they change, they influence us, the one who is identifying. The identifying and getting affected by the changes is called jiva. And then de-identify and don't get affected by it is the mukta purusha. How not to de-identify, not to identify, discover yourself which is never touched by them. That's all. या कुछ करना है ही नहीं, जो है उसको जानना और उसमें बैठना. It's always so. I'm the pure conscious self in whose presence all of them are happening and none of them are touching it. So let me be that self. ज्ञानी लोग उस आत्म तत्व में रहते हुए कोई पूरे व्यवहार करते हैं और ये व्यवहार उनको टच नहीं करता उस आत्म तत्व को, therefore they don't fall in samsara. Clear? This is how the beautiful discussion our Akrur ji is teaching us. बढ़िया है कि नहीं? मैंने बताया ना धमाकेदार होंगे हमारे शाम वाले क्लासेस. राम भक्ति उड़ गया अभी पूरा वेदांत on राम नवमी. What can I do? ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणम मम. श्री भागवत शरणम मम. श्री सद्गुरु शरणम मम. श्री सूत शरणम मम. श्री शुकदेव शरणम मम. श्री व्यास शरणम मम. श्री नारद शरणं मम. श्री कुमार शरणं मम. श्री ब्रह्मा शरणं मम. श्री विष्णु शरणं मम. श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम. श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम. शरणं मम शरणं मम. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे. हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे. हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे. हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. ओम मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं. स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्ययं रसः. अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामामुञ्चदकरेचित्. ओं नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः. अथ श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणं द्वादश स्कंदः. आभासश्च निरोधश्च यतश्चाध्यवसीयते सहस्रेय परं ब्रह्म परमात्मेति शब्दते. अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः. श्री शुक उवाच. Friends, we are seeing here to the question of Parikshit ji in the 12th Skandha. Bhagavan Shukadevji answered how to get protected from the Kali Yugas, all doshas. Another question asked by was, please tell us the Kala, Yuga Dharma, Yuga Pramana and Pralaya. So Kala, Yuga Dharma, Yuga Pramanams were discussed in the earlier. Therefore, सुखदेव जी से मैंने बता चुका हूँ, इसलिए अब उसका जवाब दोबारा नहीं. तुमको भी टाइम नहीं सुनने को, मेरे को भी नहीं. But you asked about Pralaya, that was not touched. Therefore, let me tell you. This is the topic going on. So in that, 4 Pralayas are there. Naimittika Pralaya, Prakritika Pralaya, Nitya Atyantika Pralaya and Nitya Pralaya. So simple, Naimittika Pralaya is when after 1000 Chaturyugas, which is one day time of Brahman, Brahmadeva, Srishtikarta, in which 14 Manus, each one above 70, 71, Chaturyugas, total 1000 yugas are ended. Brahmadeva goes for his rest. Along with him, Narayana also goes for rest. This Brahmadeva goes for rest at that time. These 3 lokas, Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha, he submerges them in himself. So at that time is called as the Naimittika Pralaya, Brahmadeva Nidra Nimitta. Then what is Prakruta Pralaya? We have seen when the Dviparardha of the Brahmadeva ended. Means one day Vyasa like that 1 year, like that 100 years, which is divided into two parardhas. The two parardha kala of Brahmadevas, ruling time or creating time or the job given is over. At that time, what happens? Entire seven prakritis called as Pancha Mahabhutas, the Tanmatras, and Samishti Ahankara as well as Mahatattva. It goes to enter into that Mula Prakriti, the undifferentiated Prakriti. All the Vikrutis of the Prakriti go back to its Mula Sthiti, undifferentiated Prakriti Sthiti. That is why it's called as Prakruta Pralaya. How it happens is explained. And when it happens, how it looks like, that also is explained. Such a beautiful those 4 5 slokas. We have chanted them. Just Nayatra, he Natasya Kala Avayavaihi Parinamadayo Gunaha Anadyanantam Nityam Karanamavyayam Nayatra Vacho Namano Nasatvam Tamo Rajova Mahadadayomi Na Prana Buddhi Indre Devatava Na Sannivesha Kalu Loka Kalpa Na Swapnaha Na Jagrata Na Chadat Sushuptam Na Kham. That is called as Mula Prakriti Sthiti. This is called as Laya Prakritika Hi Esha. At that time, in short, Purusha Avyaktayoho Yada Shaktaya Sampraliyante. All the Shaktis of Purusha, that is Hiranyagarbha, Prakriti, Samyak Praliyante. From their functional manifestation stage, they go to the unmanifest, non-functional seed form, Bija Sthiti, Avyakta Rupa. Avyakta Sthiti, Bija Sthiti are same. In bija or a seed, the entire future gigantic tree is an avyakta rupa. When the proper conditions are exposed to, then that avyakta slowly starts vyakta at the first level as an ankura, slowly. Got it? Here also, into that bija sthiti, everything go away. That is called as the prakruta pralaya. So, Shankteha Sampraliyante Vivashaha Kala Vidrutaha. How it happens? Paramatma in his own Shakti as Kala, be attentive. Kala के रूप में भगवान उसको कमांड करते हैं. That Prakriti, all these seven of them will definitely have to go into their बीजावस्था. बस तब प्राकृत प्रणय हो जाता है. Again, new Brahma is appointed. Then slowly from that Brahmadeva by Narayana Kripa, all these things expressive. Then the whole drama goes on for next 100 years of that Brahmadeva Samaya. This is about one Brahmanda. Like that, Anekoti Brahmanda, Anekoti Brahma. Now see how mind blowing and mind blowing off only is a discovery made by our rishis and munis in their seat of contemplation. And they are not less like comics or the, what you say, the graphic made variety of games or sports that we see nowadays on the TV and channels. ये सारे इस अनंत कोटि ब्रह्मांड में सब हो रहे हैं. In that Brahmanda, identify this Stula Sharira, we are not able to have the vision to see all of them. Just like you are caught up so much in your own wife or husband, children, coming guests and going guests. In that, when you are slowly involved, isko khana khilao, usko pilao, you don't even know about your neighbors. You don't know about your distant relatives unless they tell. How will you know about which party is doing what, which scientist is doing what is happening in the world? ये सभी नहीं पता तो how will you know about spirituality? फंसे हुए हैं कि नहीं लोग. That's called grahastha ashrama samsara. And it is inevitable for some age. After that, you make it compulsory, and that is our foolishness. We allow the Lord to fool us for 50 times, 50 years, and we don't need Him because we are habituated by that time how to be a fool. So we get caught up in that, and that only is samsara. Like small animals, cats, so happy with their own children and all. हम भी जिंदगी ऐसे ही जीते हैं. फंस गए उसमें. हो गए जिंदगी देखते देखते. You don't need to do anything to be foolish. Just continue what you are. In the same way, we are caught up in this Deha Tadatmya, all these higher, subtler things that are happening in the cosmos. Our intellects have no capacity to know. And therefore, through yoga sadhana, when our own Vyakti Vesti Antakarana is merged in the Samashti, then all that is happening in the Samashti, which are said just now, will be revealed to us. Like we have the doubts regarding such things. Therefore, in the coming portion, after Parikshitji leaves the body, Shukadevji goes in the Sutta Shaunakadi Satsanga, which goes further for 7 more chapters. From the 7th chapter only, the Markandeya Charitra is told in short. In that it is shown how Markandeya Ji visualizes Pralaya. So just to give us a sample, कि जो बताया है, it is not a comic story or it's not a myth, it is real. At the mini form, don't you see a huge floods come and so many animals, birds, unknown insects, trees, grass, ये सब बह जाते हैं कि नहीं? मिनिएचर फॉर्म में हमको हर बार भगवान दिखाते हैं. Pralaya. When the forest fire comes, it's a miniature form of fire Pralaya. When the earthquake comes, miniature form of Pralaya. When the floods come, when heavy thunderstorms come, when huge accidents happen, it's a miniature form of Pralaya. When the pandemics, epidemics, endemics come, they're all showing the Pralaya is happening. In a macro way, when it happens, everything goes into. कभी कभी देखते हैं ना ऐसा बाढ़ बाढ़ आता है पूरा गांव गांव को डुबा लेता है. You have seen it in our 2013 Kedarnath, all those floods. All the recently also, see the whole उसका नामो निशान पता नहीं क्या होगा. हाँ, क्या नाम है उसका? तुर्की है. Nobody talking about बेचारा अब क्या कर रहे होंगे वहाँ. You are seeing it in your own eyes. So they are all there. Now we will see the two pralayas are talked about. The Atyantika pralaya. In the Atyantika pralaya, the jiva dissolves as jiva bhava, merges in atma anubhava. That requires a guts. I'll just tell one or two things just for information sake, because more than that you can't do anything with that. Ki, unless I am ready to sacrifice my individuality, I can never be truly spiritual. And nobody except very exceptions are ready for it, because in being an individual, there is a type of safety security felt to which we are habituated. But this individuality is ever the part of total. On the total, the individuality is only projection imagination for a definite purpose, but the real identity of this individual is with the total only. These pure Vedantic knowledges, जिनके दिमाग में भर गए, because of listening to Vedanta for many, many lives, he is ready to sacrifice his individuality to embrace the totality. He alone becomes true seeker. And his journey is like the journey of a river, ready to forego its individuality to become one with the infinite ocean. Then we have told you once, not once, many times, when the river merges in ocean, the river is no more there as a limited river, but it is ever there, discovering its identity with the infinite ocean. Never ever was the river separate from ocean, because all rivers are formed from ocean. So all individual jivas are expression of total Paramatma only anytime. Therefore, those delusory misconceptions that I am separate from total, I want to maintain it, in that only there are comforts, that too through the limited upadhis, that too by gaining small little shraddhas per, he alone becomes the Adhyatmic Sadhaka. बाकी सब time pass brand. We are all belonging to that only. बस आएंगे क्लास में सुनेंगे, फिर जब तक क्लास में बैठ के बाहर जाते हैं, नाश्ता तैयार, रात को डिनर तैयार, खूब खाया, साथ में क्लास भी था, जबरदस्त नींद. मैं अपने बारे में कह रहा हूँ, आप तो ज्ञानी हो. है ना? Really, that is what. So, Atyantika Pralaya is what? Like I am here now, an individual. Body anyway dies at one time. But the Jiva inside me with all his vasanas goes to other body. But all his vasanas gone. Body is gone into Panchamahabhutas. What happened to Antakarana? It came from Samashti. It is given. And in the Antakarana, what was reflecting as an individual Jiva? Paramatma Tattva. That is merged in Paramatma Tattva. Then what is remaining? Is Jiva Bhava there? No. Are Vasanas there? No. Are Vasana prompted desires etc. are there? No. Is there Antakarana? No. Is there Indriyas? Merged in total. Sula Deha Panchamahabhuta. Then what happened to individual merged in total? He in the Brahma. This is called as Atyantika Pradaya. Parikshit is going to have that. So we all are helpless victims of Nitya Pralaya, Naimitika Pralaya, Prakrita Pralaya. But Atyantika Pralaya is by our choice. And everybody's goal it should be. Till that happens, the merger of individuality in its totality, the individual will never avoid his suffocations of limitations. You take it for granted. समझ में आया कि नहीं, अच्छा लगे कि नहीं लगे, अब क्या करे वो है ही. Obvious, no? Anything which is limited will have its own bindings because of limitations. Kala parichedata, desha parichedata, shakti parichedata, sukha bhoga parichinnata, all of them persecute jiva. Bichara, he tries to get the things of the world to expand his horizon, to transcend his limitations. The limitations being imposed, they can be removed only by the knowledge. If you already accept and identify with the limited, and then with other limited things you want to become unlimited, you can never. These are all very trickish Vedantic Vishaya. Limitations are only imposed. I am actually the infinite Brahman. Having accepted the imposed limitations, trying to become unlimited by accepting other limited things, how can you become unlimited? विचार समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं? So therefore, discovery of our infinitude alone is a solution. That is why, even though the process is slow, every jiva at whatever level of ignorance of truth is there, in one or the other lives of his maturity, it may take 100,000 kalpa, mahakalpa, but finally he'll have to get convinced that only in discovering the universal oneness or my oneness with that universal truth, that there is freedom from all limitation. Every jiva will have to. That way, if you see, in this life of ours, if through study of Upanishads and Vedanta and Bhagavata, if we are at least apprehending the presence of infinite self, and we are that only, but we took upon our own self limitation. If this knowledge we are exposed to means what? पिछले कितने कितने महाप्रलय प्रलय कल्पों से हम जो पहले एक यूनिसेलुलर ऑर्गेनिज्म थे, इवॉल्व होते 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 यहाँ तक पहुंच गए होंगे. Is it not? Just think about it. We must have struggled for so many lives in the earlier, even to become human. They are also rising above animalistic tendencies, coming to the emotional, from that coming to intellectual. In the intellectual also, using intellect for the outer worldly gains to using intellect for the spiritual. In that spiritual also, trying to discover the one truth and Brahman. ये तो कितना जर्नी हमने तय करके आगे होंगे दसो. We are in fact the last lap of journey, just becoming thorough in this Adhyatmic Jnanam as given by the Guru and Shastra, and qualifying ourselves for the higher flights on the seat of meditation. Just embark on that, just one voyage, go and reach out. If you intensely, deeply do, it can happen in this very life if the prarabdhas and all the things are less. If not, maybe few lives, if we do. But without doing it, anytime again we can choose the avidya and get lost in the worldliness, creating more vasanas, totally postponing our realization again to some million lives. The danger we have to be careful about. That is why we said the one who reminds us of the tattva as the lakshya, called as Shastra and Satsang and Sadguru, don't leave them. The moment we leave them, then we are pulled into the world by the worldliness and we get lost only into that, creating so many vasana prarabdha. Then बगल में ही आपको सत्संग है, आप सुनने को नहीं आते हो. बगल में ही आपको तत्व बताने वाले हैं, आप नहीं सुनेंगे. In your own house you are listening now. How many people are there? In my own place where I am doing talk, there are 10 people sitting outside. They don't listen. Therefore, we have kept ourselves very far away from this truth by our own choice. Should we want to go by? No, I'm talking more personally. Personally, my own personal, personally, your own personal. Should we go back into the old earlier ruts by going away from our study of Shastra just because thinking that it is very tough and difficult? Leave it and go back? Or though it is tough and difficult, yet the Guru and God are there to empower me, protect me, bless me, because they have done to everyone who have surrendered to them. With this idea, should we continue going through all these inner toughnesses of studying the Shastra? Think. This decision makes one continuous pursuer of sadhana. The one who doesn't decide it and he goes back. Many have come to our classes. They inherently understood they can't do. Understood is accepted. Therefore, they became discontinuous. Some are coming, going, coming and going. They're all moody fellows. Once they come, another. Some of you are continuously coming. Among them, one or two are really tuning. This is how, it's everywhere. There's no comparison, contrast. It's not individual based explanation. This is what it happens. It's only to prove so. Among that, where do we fall? What we have to do? If this intellectual apprehension is pakka, then accordingly, when we decide, we grow. Clear? Just 5-6 slokas we chant today. Little of the thought we discuss. Our chanting should be from 23rd sloka up to 30th sloka we do. It's a beautiful portion it is. What we studied just now in our 10th Skandha, that is what it here also. But then, as I feel for you and me, after these few chapters, Bhagavatam is anyway going to end. Why not give due importance, value, and attention and study? This is what is my vision. So be with me. Let us study together. Om Atha Chaturtho Dhyayah Sri Shukavacha. So where are we chanting from? The 23rd. Buddhindriyartha Rupena Jnanam Bhati Tadashrayam Drishyatva Vyatireka Abhyam Adyantavadavastu Yato Deepashchakshusha Rupam Cha ज्योतिषो न पृथक् भवेत् एवं धीः खानि मात्राश्च न स्युरन्यतमादृतात् बुद्धेर्जागरणं स्वप्नः सुषुप्तिरिति चोच्यते मायामात्रमिदं राजन् नानात्वं प्रत्यगात्मनि यथा जलधरा व्योम्नि भवन्ति न भवन्ति च ब्रह्मणीदं तथा विश्वम् अवयव्युदयाप्ययातो सत्यं हि अवयवः प्रोक्तः सर्वावयविनामिह विनार्थेन प्रतीयेरन् पटस्येवाङ्गतन्तवः यत्सामान्यविशेषाभ्याम् उपलभ्येत सभ्रमः अन्योन्यापाश्रयात् सर्वम् आद्यन्तवदवस्तु यतो विकारः ख्यायमानोऽपि प्रत्यगात्मानमन्तरा न निरूप्योस्त्वनुरपिस्त्यनुरपिः स्याच्चेच्चित् सम आत्मवतो न हि सत्यस्य नानात्वम् अविद्वान् यदि मन्यते नानात्वं छिद्रयोर्यद्वत् ज्योतिषोर्वातयोरिव यथा हिरण्यं बहुधा समीयते नृभिक्रियाभिर्व्यवहारवर्त्मसु एवं वचोभिर्भगवान् धोक्षजः व्याख्यायते लौकिकवैदिकैर्जनैः. My dear friends, these are all very highly contemplative studies where by gathering our distracted mind into single pointedness, by making our mind divine purified by the upasana, by doing it japa ityadi, making our mind very sublime and subtle in a very undisturbed, secluded, calm and quiet place in the divine atmosphere, guided by the guru who knows it, having full faith in him. These are the subjects to be studied continuously and thoroughly and contemplated. Then the truths are revealed. और ऐसा अद्भुत सब्जेक्ट को हम without distracted minds, with so much of extrovertedness, we are trying to study. Something is better than nothing in that way. Therefore, don't blame me and yourself if the subtlety is not reached in our understanding, because the outer and inner atmospheres are like that. Now, because non-understanding, somebody can say, मेरे से हो नहीं रहा, मैं छोड़ के जाता हूँ. If others says, no, why can't I'll understand further what is the atmosphere we created outside and inside, I'll do. If somebody takes it as challenge, he is a sadhaka. So let us be always a challenge-taking sadhakas. Let us not give up spirituality. Let us give up the world, because in the world you can't win over anyone. You cannot defeat anyone. Nobody listens to you. Did your children ask you for anything? They do everything. Out of your attachment only, you are running behind them. Others, nobody cares you. Only the one who cares you is your Guru and God, whom you don't care. These are all naked truths. Should not be spoken very loudly. अब चलता है दुनियादारी. हम ये कह रहे हैं कि अपना ये कॉन्फिडेंस को, ये चैलेंज को नहीं छोड़ना. Let me create my inner outer atmospheres and let me see how to understand these sublime subjects. Now, very powerful truths are revealed, which have to be realized through deep contemplation. Only 1 or 2 slokas we study today. Then we have to study our Ramayana also. But it is, up to the 22nd mantra, the Prakruta Pralaya concluded. Now we are talking Naimittika Pralaya. Sorry, Atyantika Pralaya. Uska base bana rahe hain hamare Shukdev ji yahan. First itself, a blatant statement is taking, blatant in the sense the true truth, very sublime truth, he is speaking. Like it is said in our Taittiriya Upanishad, our second Brahmanda Valli. The 2 first statements alone are so powerful, and they led to such a discussion of the lengthy Upanishad. ब्रह्म वेदा आपनोति परम तदेशाभ्युक्ता सत्यम ज्ञानम अनंतम ब्रह्म. अब इसको सॉल्व करके दिखाओ, हम आपको गाइड करेंगे. और कहाँ पकड़ना, कैसे पकड़ना, उस ब्रह्म को भी ये हम सब सिखाते हैं. सेम वे हियर आल्सो सुखदेव जी से सो कि बुद्धि इंद्रिय अर्थ रूपेण ज्ञानम भाति तद आश्रयम. इफ दिस वन सेंटेंस इज रियलाइज्ड, यू हैव रियलाइज्ड द रियलिटी. हो गया बात. बुद्धि इंद्रिय अर्थ रूपेण. The buddhi means your antakarana. Indriya is your own 10 faculties. Artha is the outer objects which are perceived by the sense organs. In the form of these three, jnanam bhati tadashrayam. The pure consciousness alone is appearing in the form of these three, which is the support and substratum of these three. और इसी में सब कुछ है. इसको समझना, इसको सॉर्ट आउट करने में ही सारा आध्यात्मिक साधना है. Now, in that also, not many things to understand, only few. Those few alone, if we can reach out or do out, we can reach out. Means what? In the pure consciousness only, the gnata, buddhi here means gnata. Indriyan is the means of knowledge, and artha is the gneya vastus outside. So, all these three are born out of consciousness. Okay, permeated by consciousness. Okay, remaining in consciousness only, and come and emerge back in consciousness. But the problem with us is what? We have given so much value to the buddhi, to the indriyas, and the artha which are perceived by this buddhi, indriya, that we have lost the sight and vision and the ability of seeing it. लाइक टीवी देख देख के आंख इतना खराब करते हैं कि बाद में भगवत गीता पढ़ने को आंख नहीं रहती. आई डोंट नो व्हाई दिस एग्जांपल केम टू मी. है ना, लोगों का खुसफुस सुन सुन के कान से कान इतना खराब करके बैठते हैं कि जब कोई अच्छी बात सुनाना चाहते हैं तो वी आर एब्सोल्युटली मिस्टर बेहरा फॉर दैट. हो जाते हैं कि नहीं. हियर ऑल्सो इट इज अवर अनड्यू वैल्यू गिवन टू द अर्थ एंड इंद्रिया एंड द बुद्धि दैट द all permeating Paramatma we are not able to visualize. Is it clear? Buddhi Indriya Artha Rupena Jnanam Bhati Tadashrayam. Tadashrayam Jnanameva Buddhi Indriya Artha Rupena Bhati. This is Shukadevi's ultimate sentence, is the essence of all the Vedanta. Now you have to work on that. As we already said, as long as value is given to the Artha, the perceiver of the Artha called Indriyas are valuable. As long as Indriyas are used to perceive the object, so long the Buddhi, the Antakarana is functional. When these three are functional, the Vyavahara only is there. And in that, so many things we add. In the Buddhi, the Raga, Dvesha, the Kama, Krodha, the Irsha, Dvesha, Asuya, so much of the every virus of the mental world we bring into our heart. With that, we perceive the world through our senses and assess the things and assess the people and relate with them so many nonsensical ways. In that such a vicious world, vicious circle of the external internal life, ये परमात्मा गायब हो गए. जैसे नुमाइश देखने गए, देखते देखते अपने बच्चे का हाथ छोड़ दी, वो गुम हो गया, अभी ढूंढते गए. In that one of the Telugu movie, the child goes and announces there, tells that fellow, क्या हुआ, मेरे 14 family members मेरे से गुम हो गए, थोड़ा announce करो. In fact, that fellow is lost. He says that they are lost, please announce. Anyway, in the same way, in the Numaish of the Buddhist variety of Kama, Sankalpa, Shraddha, Ashraddha, Dhruti, Hri, Sri, Vir, Ityadi Guna, in the glittering perceptions of the sense organs and the glittering world of colors, form, sound, taste, we are so much enchanted, we are so much deluded. Like you see one after the TV serial, you get lost in so much that you don't even wash your teeth, you don't even take your bath, you don't even prepare a tea or coffee to your husband or wife or to your children. होता है कि नहीं, दिन में फंस जाते हैं, और थोड़ा देखने दो, और थोड़ा देखने दो, और देखते देखते जिंदगी खत्म. ऐसे कितनी जिंदगियां हमारे बीती जा रहे हैं इन द बुद्धि, इन द इंद्रिया, इन द विषयास फंस कर, फॉरगेटिंग द रियलिटी व्हिच इज बिहाइंड ऑल दैट. So a samsari lives at these three levels. A sadhaka wants to transcend that and see that which is functioning through this, and the Siddha Purusha discovers his oneness with that Jnana Paramatma, and he plays the play through all these three whenever whatever is required without disturbing his essential identity with his own essential Gnapti Swarupa Paramatma Tattva. So Buddhi Indriya Artha Rupena Jnanam Bhati Tadashrayam is the essence of all the Upanishads, is the essence of all the things we have to know. So that Jnanam is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. The Jnanam is pure Sachidananda conscious Paramatma. And you have to work on it to understand it by studying, listening to Shastras for a long time. Everything needs time, everything needs attention, everything needs love, everything needs Shraddha, everything needs our effort. तभी जाकर हम समझते हैं. Nothing in the world also easy for us to work and achieve. Half of that also, if you do for spirituality, we get it. So buddhindriyartharupena jnanam bhati tadashraya means all the millions of objects of the world with all their variety and all the organs sense, although they are 10, but given to millions of jivas. And so too the buddhi, which is antakarana, stuff is one, but expressing as manabuddhi chittahankara in me. And in each one of them, thousands and thousands of variety of the thoughts and emotions, imaginations, projections. समझ ना, ये सारे के रूप में एक ही कॉन्शियस परमात्मा व्यक्त हो रहा है. बुद्धि इंद्रिय अर्थ रूपेण ज्ञानम भाति तदा अष्टदाश्रयम. So when in the appearance buddhi indriya jnana we are lost, we are jiva samsari. When you are catching that which is appearing through all of them, then we are siddha purusha. What is happening here? Reality is devalued, the projections are valued as real, and we are running behind it. देखो कोई भी मित्र शाश्वत नहीं होता. उसको दिल में आया, हमारा प्रारब्ध था, उसने हमको हेल्प किया, immediately we call him as mitra and we want to hang on that. It never happens. Then we get disappointed. Disappointment is not because the mitra stopped helping us. Disappointment is because we think he is a mitra permanent. कोई भी किसी का permanent मित्र नहीं होता. So too somebody is Shatru. Once he did something wrong to us, we hold on to that. After that, that fellow wants to love you, talk to you, help you. दिमाग इतना सड़ा हुआ रहता है हमको ना, उसको हम दोस्ती की तरह एक बार भी नहीं देखते. Like the Wali looking at Sugriva. अरे पागल है. We get caught up in that. Neither Mitra is Mitra permanent, nor Shatru is Shatru permanent. So too none of the relativities. Relativities को permanent बनाने की कोशिश को ही संसार कहते हैं. In the bargain, the permanent is lost. So therefore, we remain permanently ignorant, permanently miserable. Temporarily, whenever we come to class, something appears as if something is understood. By the way, so buddhindriyartha rupena jnanam bhati tadashrayam. Then he says, drishyatva, the next level. Drishyatva avyatirekabhyam, drishyatva avyatirekabhyam, adyantavad avastu yato. So because of these three reasons, all the drishya vastus and drishya vastu perceiving indriyas and indriyas using antakarana, they all are avastu unreal. This is what we have to work out with some contemplation to see, which we will meet tomorrow. कि दृश्यत्व है, फिर आदिअंतवान है, or they can't exist without the Paramatma. Because of these three reasons, they don't have their own independent existence. When this much is discovered and devalue the reality given to it, then we are getting out of the clutches of the buddhindriya vishaya vastus. To that extent, we are getting out of our own samsara from within. And inside our samsara khatam ho gaya, outside there is no samsara. Wherever you are placed by the Lord, you know what to do, you know how to protect yourself, you know what is your goal, you know how to work towards that. Then where is the problem? Like when you are traveling in a train, you know where to get down and you are seated there. टीटी आया, टिकट दिखाया, खाना वाला आया, दिया, खा रहे आप, एक आध से बात किया है, क्या आप संसार है उधर? है कि नहीं? 2 मिनट उसने पूछा आप कहाँ से है, क्या करते हो, आपने बताया, आपने भी पूछा आउट ऑफ फॉर्मेलिटी. इज देयर एनी संसार है? You know where to go. So too, when I know I have to realize myself, for that I have to do these sadhanas. In the meantime, I am traveling in this body, in this world with the co-travelers. They are along with me for some time. So some interaction happens through them. Some as friends, some as relatives, some as blood relations. Everyone, each one gives different things. The blood relations trouble you. Take out your own blood. Some far off friends will help you so much. ये सब जादू पता नहीं कौन सा क्या होता है नहीं पता. घर वाले जान लेते हैं, दूसरा बंदा हमको वो पीसीआर क्या कुछ कह के जान बचाता है. वॉट एवर यू कॉल इट. विचित्र है कि नहीं वो. These are all prarabdha. Knowing this, we should not get bogged up. Never ask a question, why my own people are troubling? Your prarabdha is troubling through them. It's all like that. Don't say they are my people. They are only prarabdha. That way, cut करते हुए अपने मन को बचाने का आपको आ जाएगा. If you learn all these things, we'll see tomorrow. सर्वं कृष्णार्पणम्. ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. परमऋषिभ्यो नमः. परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे नमः. तत्सद्ब्रह्मार्पणम्. ओम भूर्भुवस्सुः स्वरेण भर्गो देवेन प्राणाय पानव्यानाय भूतानाय समानाय ब्रह्मणे ब्रह्मार्पणम् अद्य मध्यामृतपाने उत्तरापोष्टमस्तपाद प्रक्षाళన आचमनताम्बूलनीराजनान् दर्शयामि। ॐ नीलमेघश्याम कृष्ण नित्यजगन्मोहन कृष्ण बालगोपाल कृष्ण भव्यमङ्गलं वेणुगानलोल कृष्ण वेदान्तवेद्य कृष्ण नवनीतचोर कृष्ण नित्यमङ्गलं भक्तजनाधार कृष्ण परमदयावार्धि कृष्ण मुक्तिसन्धाय कृष्ण गीतामृत परमयोगीश कृष्ण पार्थ सारथि रूप कृष्ण सर्वमंगलम राम सर्वमंगलम सद्गुरु सर्वमंगलम ओम न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्रतारकं निमाजितो वा तमेव भान्तो अनुमान सर्वं यस्य वासः नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय तन्नो विष्णु दाशरथाय विद्महे सीता राम भार्यायै बोल श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान के जय। श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण शास्त्र की जय। श्री वेदव्यास सुखदेव सूतादि भागवताचार्य की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तन गोविंद गोविंद। कुल जानकी जीवन स्मरण जय जय राम राम। ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो नारायण। Thank you, friends, for a beautiful class. Just take 2 minutes, come back to our अध्यात्म रामायणम ऑल्सो बिकॉज टू रामनवमी थोड़ा टाइम तो ज़्यादा देना था। हमारा टाइम भगवान गीता भागवत के लिए चला गया। कोई नहीं, ऑल आर सेम। ओम श्री रामाय नमः।